After 75, you can lose muscle even while eating what looks like a healthy diet. And one of the biggest missing pieces may be sitting in your fruit bowl, not your frying pan. If you want to stay healthy and independent as you age, hit that subscribe button right now. We share science-backed health tips like this every single day. Over the years, one pattern keeps showing up again and again. The seniors who stay strong the longest usually do not chase fancy powders or miracle pills. They do something much simpler. They give their muscles the right signal, the right fuel, and they do it over and over. And the big problem? Most people wait until their legs feel weak, their stairs feel steeper, or getting out of a chair feels harder. By then, muscle loss has already been quietly happening in the background. But here's the good news. You can still build and protect muscle after 75, and one surprising fruit can make that job a whole lot easier. Now, before we continue, tell me your age and where you're watching from in the comments. This helps us understand who we're helping. Here's what most people get wrong. They think muscle comes from one perfect food, usually eggs or steak or a protein shake. But muscle after 75 is not just about one food. It is about whether your body can use that food well. That is a very different question, isn't it? Look, eggs are excellent. Let me be clear about that. This is not an anti-egg video. But if you only focus on eggs and ignore the nutrients that help your muscles stay protected and responsive, you miss half the story. A Harvard Medical School affiliated Hebrew Senior Life report noted that after 60, muscle strength can drop about 3% a year. That is not a small leak. That is like money dripping out of your wallet every single day. And here is the shocker. A 2020 study involving researchers from the University of Padova found that older adults in the highest fruit intake group had 40% lower odds of sarcopenia, which is age-related muscle loss, compared with the lowest group. Not pills, but fruit. Not hype, but a real pattern. So no, this is not about fruit instead of protein. It is about fruit helping your body hold on to muscle better. And the fruit I want you to pay attention to today is guava. Why guava? Because it does something rare. It gives you some protein, yes, but it also brings a huge amount of vitamin C, and that matters more than most people realize. So let's count this down from number 5 to number 1, because the final point is the one that makes everything actually work. Number 5, guava is not magic, but it is massively misunderstood. Most people think if a food is going to help build muscle, it must look like a bodybuilder food: eggs, chicken, powder, bars. But actually, after 75, one of the smartest foods may be one that is easy to eat, easy to pair, and easy to repeat. That is where guava shines. Think of your muscle like a brick wall under repair. Protein gives you bricks, but vitamin C helps with the cement and cleanup crew. Without enough of the support team, the repair job is slower and weaker. A 2020 study from the University of East Anglia found that older adults with sufficient vitamin C had higher muscle mass measures. In women, some measures were 3.9% higher, and in men, they were up to 2.0% higher compared with those with low vitamin C. That is a big deal when you are trying to stay mobile and steady. Now let's talk food, because this is where most people get lost. 1 cup of guava gives you about 4.2 grams of protein and around 376 milligrams of vitamin C. For a fruit, that is unusually helpful. No, it does not beat eggs on pure protein grams. 2 eggs still give you more protein, but guava is doing a second job at the same time. It is helping support the muscle environment, not just adding calories. So how do you use it? Keep it simple. In the morning, wash 1 guava, slice it, and eat the soft inside. If the seeds bother your teeth or digestion, scoop the flesh and mash it. Pair it with something soft and protein-rich. 3/4 cup of Greek yogurt works well. 1/2 cup of cottage cheese works well. 1 cup of milk and a soft-boiled egg works too. Could you eat guava by itself? Yes, but that would be like sending 1 worker to a construction site with no tools. Pair it. If guava is hard to find where you live, avocado and jackfruit can also help. 1 avocado has about 4 grams of protein. 1 cup of jackfruit has about 2.8 grams. But guava is the standout because of that vitamin C punch. Not just protein, but protein plus support. And that matters. But wait until you see number 4, because this is where most older adults accidentally waste the protein they are already eating. Number 4, your muscle needs a spark, not just protein. Most people think any amount of protein will do the job. A little here, a little there, and you are covered. But actually, older muscle becomes harder to wake up. This is called anabolic resistance, which simply means your muscle is more stubborn than it used to be. You have to knock louder for it to answer. The easiest way to picture this is a porch light with a sticky switch. When you were younger, a tiny tap turned it on. After 75, you need a firmer push. One of the key triggers is an amino acid called leucine. That is just one small part of protein, but it acts like the ignition key. A 2021 study from the University of Toronto found that older adults may need more than double the current recommendations for leucine, with estimates around 81 milligrams per kilogram per day. In plain English, your muscles need a stronger signal than most people think. So what do you do with that? Stop nibbling all day, start building meals, aim for about 25 to 30 grams of protein at a meal if your doctor has not told you otherwise. That usually works better than tiny 5-gram snacks. For breakfast, you could do 1 cup of guava with 3/4 cup of Greek yogurt. For lunch, 1/2 cup of cottage cheese, tuna, or beans with fruit on the side. For dinner, fish, chicken, tofu, or eggs with vegetables and a starch you can digest well. Here's a simple trick. If you eat 2 eggs for breakfast, that is a good start, but for some older adults, it may still be a little light. Add Greek yogurt, add milk, add cottage cheese, Add a small whey shake if chewing is hard. Guava can come along for the ride because it makes the meal easier to finish and adds the vitamin C support your muscles appreciate. Quick question. Have you experienced weaker legs, trouble getting up from a chair, or feeling less steady lately? Comment yes or no below. And this matters because your body does not store muscle momentum. Either you're representing final or you do not. But wait until you see number 3, because when you eat your protein may matter almost as much as how much. Number 3, stop saving all your protein for dinner. Most people think one big meal at night fixes everything, but actually your muscles work better with repeated chances to build. Not one flood, but several steady waterings. Isn't that how a garden works? Too much all at once runs off. Enough at the right time soaks in. A 2022 study involving Aichi Shukutoku University researchers and Japan's National Center for Geriatrics and Gerontology found that older adults in the highest breakfast protein quality group had 50% lower odds of developing weakness compared with the low group. 50%? That is not a tiny edge, that is a flashing road sign. So if your usual breakfast is toast and coffee, or maybe just oatmeal by itself, that may be one reason your strength is slipping. Breakfast is your first chance to tell your body, keep the muscle, we still need it. If you skip that message, your body can drift the wrong way. Here's an easy breakfast routine. Option 1, 1 cup of guava, 3/4 cup of Greek yogurt, and a spoonful of nut butter if you tolerate it. Option 2, 2 eggs, 1 cup of milk, and half a guava or mashed guava on the side. Option 3, a smoothie with 1 cup of guava, 1 cup of milk, and 1 scoop of protein powder if your doctor is okay with supplements. If you have chewing problems, the smoothie may be your best friend. If appetite is low in the morning, split it into 2 small portions within an hour. Then do not stop there. At lunch, aim for another 25 grams or so. At dinner, do it again. Not a mountain at night, but a rhythm through the day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Signal, signal, signal. That is how older muscle learns to stay. Before we go further, if this is making sense so far, hit that like button. It tells me you want more videos like this. And now we get to the part almost everyone tries to avoid. But wait until you see number 2, because this one decides whether that protein becomes muscle or just another meal. Number 2, protein without movement is mail with no address. Most people think eating better is enough, but actually your muscles need a reason to keep what you feed them. Movement is that reason. Think of exercise like writing the address on an envelope. Protein is the package. If there is no address, where is it supposed to go? A 2023 study from Maastricht University found that after 12 weeks of resistance exercise training, older adults increased whole body lean mass by about 2%, and muscle size in the leg increased by about 7.7% to 12.9%. Strength gains were even more impressive, around 38% to 46%. That is huge. And the exciting part? The study showed older adults well past retirement age can still respond. So no, you do not need to train like a 25-year-old. You need to give your muscles a reason to stay employed. Start with chair stands. Sit down in a sturdy chair and stand up 8 to 10 times. Rest. Do another set. Then do wall push-ups 8 to 10 times. Then heel raises while holding the counter 10 to 15 times. Then a simple resistance band row if you have a band. This whole routine can take 10 to 15 minutes. When should you do it? The easiest time is within 1 to 2 hours after a protein-rich meal. Why? Because your blood is carrying amino acids, the building pieces from protein, and exercise helps point them toward muscle. Breakfast plus a short routine is powerful. Lunch plus a short walk is helpful. Dinner plus total inactivity is not ideal. If walking is all you can do right now, start there. Walk for 10 minutes after a meal. Then add 5 chair stands. Then add 5 more next week. Not extreme, but consistent. Not punishment, but practice. Your muscles respond to signals, not good intentions. I'd love to hear your story. What made you click on this video today? Share in the comments. And now for number 1, because this is the part that makes guava, eggs, yogurt, and exercise actually work in real life. Number 1, consistency beats perfection every single time. Most people think the best muscle plan is the most powerful one, but actually the best plan is the one you can repeat when you are tired, busy, not hungry, or not in the mood. One perfect meal means very little. A simple routine done daily changes everything. A 2023 study from Maastricht University found that in older adults, a full meal with animal protein built muscle protein faster than a vegan meal with the same amount of protein. The researchers explain that plant foods can still work, but older adults often need more of them because they are harder to digest and may contain fewer essential amino acids. That means the answer is not to argue over food tribes. The answer is to choose what your body can actually use, chew, digest, and finish. If eggs sit well with you, keep them. If yogurt works, use it. If milk works, use it. If fish is easier than steak, choose fish. If appetite is low, smaller mixed meals can beat giant plates. And if guava helps you actually enjoy the meal, finish the meal, and add a muscle-friendly nutrient boost, then it earns a spot in your routine. That is the real power here. Here is a sample day. Breakfast, 1 cup of guava and Greek yogurt, or eggs plus guava. Lunch, chicken, tuna, tofu, or cottage cheese with fruit. Dinner, fish or beans with soft vegetables and rice or potatoes. After 1 or 2 meals, do 10 minutes of chair stands, wall push-ups, heel raises, or a walk. That is not glamorous, but it is effective. And here is the part many people need to hear. You do not need to choose between eggs and guava. That is the wrong fight. Eggs are great. Guava is great. One is not replacing the other. Guava becomes powerful when it helps you build a meal your older muscles can actually use. Not either or, but together. Not hype, but strategy. Let's pump the brakes for a second. I'm not saying this to scare you, but if you are over 75, you do need to be smart. More protein is not always better for every single person. If you have kidney disease, are on dialysis, have been told to limit protein, or you have diabetes with special diet instructions, talk with your doctor or a registered dietitian before making big changes. If you have unexplained weight loss, swelling, severe fatigue, trouble swallowing, or you are falling often, do not just guess. Get checked. Also, whole fruit is usually a better choice than fruit juice. Juice goes down fast and can spike blood sugar more easily. Whole guava gives you fiber and slows things down. If seeds bother you, mash the soft inside or blend it. If you get stomach upset from large amounts of vitamin C rich fruit, start with a smaller portion. And if you use protein powders, check the label. Some are loaded with sugar, some are hard on the stomach, and some are unnecessary if your meals are already solid. So you're convinced, but thinking, how do I actually do this? Start simpler than you think. First, buy guava if you can find it. If not, use another vitamin C rich fruit you tolerate well, like kiwi or orange, and pair it with real protein. Second, build one stronger breakfast tomorrow morning. Just one. Third, do 5 chair stands after that breakfast. That is your first win. If you want the easiest version, do this. 1 cup of guava, 3/4 cup of Greek yogurt, and a 10-minute walk. If you want a budget version, use eggs and a lower cost fruit, then add chair stands at home. If chewing is hard, blend the fruit with milk or yogurt. If appetite is tiny, split the meal in half and finish it within an hour. The goal is not fancy, the goal is doable. Look, there's a lot of noise out there. One person says eat only animal protein. Another says plant protein is enough for everyone. Another says just buy a supplement. Here's the thing. Your body does not care about trends. Your body cares about signals, nutrients, and consistency. You don't need to overthink this. Start with just one better breakfast. Pair your protein with a fruit like guava. Move your body a little after you eat. Repeat tomorrow. Your body will tell you if it's working. Getting out of a chair feels easier. Your steps feel steadier. Your energy picks up. Those are real signs. If this helped you, hit that like button. And if you want more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed because we post new health tips every single day. Stay healthy, stay strong.